And now I'm very pleased to be joined by Philonise Floyd and Benjamin Crump. Thanks so much. First to Philonise, congratulations on the verdict. I know how happy it must have made you, but it also does not begin to ease the grief over your loss, which you had to relive every minute of that trial. So how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I'm just still, these officers have to be held of higher standards. It's just, right now, I'm excited, my family's excited, the world is excited, because we feel like this is the land of the free. This is why people fight to get here. And justice for George meant freedom for all.
And of course, there was the extraordinary involvement of the President of the United States in calls. I mean, he and the First Lady visited with your family, months ago. He called, he kept up with you. He called yesterday right after the verdict. Tell us about that.
Oh, he's an amazing person. The president has so much on his plate, but he took time out to speak with us, and I find that very intriguing. You have to understand that he knows what it feels like to lose someone special to him in his heart. And he had a heavy heart, just like I had a heavy heart. And he told us, unfortunately, George is not here, but I'll be praying for you all. And that's all I need. That was justification that I knew then and there that we had an opportunity to be able to seek accountability for these officers, and they will be held at the highest standard of the law.
Benjamin Crump, you've seen so many cases with so many terrible outcomes. The Floyd family now coming together with other families. How important is it to the other families that you've represented and those that we don't even know about to see this kind of outcome?
Well, Andrea, it was a victory for so many who was denied even their day in court. People like Miss Gwen Carr, the mother of Eric Gardner. I remember Reverend Al talking to Philonise and I saying that this, when it first happened, took everybody back to Eric Gardner saying, I can't breathe. So in getting this historic victory, it harkens back to Eric Gardner, to Trayvon Martin, to Michael Brown in Ferguson, Terrence Crutcher in Oklahoma, all these tragedies that we saw play out on video, but yet it was almost as if the police were immune when they killed marginalized minorities, especially Black people in America. So we are so gratified with this historical result, and we pray that it is a precedence that will make, with liberty and justice for all, true for African Americans and Hispanic Americans and Asian Americans and Native Americans. All of us can enjoy that American promise.
How important is it that the Justice Department, Merrick Garland today announcing that they will resume pattern and practice investigations starting with Minneapolis?
I think it's critical, Andrea, because we really have to seek systematic reform and change in culture and behavior in policing. I think we saw play out with Philonise's brother. It's over-policing the Black people. It was an allegation of a fraudulent $20 bill that was a ticket. They did not have to arrest him. We saw with the lieutenant in Virginia, Philonise, it was a traffic violation, but they do the most when it comes to Black people. They pepper sprayed them. All they had to do is give them a ticket. And then with Dante Wright, who was killed 10 miles from where Philonise sat in a courtroom trying to get justice for his brother, you saw the police officers for a traffic citation and then a misdemeanor warrant. She said she was trying to pull the taser, but Andre, there was no reason to even tase him. It was a misdemeanor. If he got away, you had all this information. But mass murderers don't get treated worse than unarmed Black men in America. And so that's why we're happy that Merrick Garland and the Department of Justice is going to look at these systemic problems of implicit bias.
Well, to that point, how important is it to federalize this with the George Floyd law, which has been sitting in the Senate since March. Philonise, don't we need to get some kind of regulations so that you don't have individual police departments making decisions as variant as Ben was just explaining?
How important is the George Floyd? That was for Philonise?
That was, well, for both of you.
Okay.
For both of you. Philonise, there's a bill,
George,
you know, as you know, named after your brother, and it's been sitting in the Senate since March. The House passed it. What would be your message to the Senate today?
The George Floyd Policing Act is very important. You have blood on that bill. Breonna Taylor's blood on that bill. A no-knock warrant. She was innocent. She was in her house asleep, and she was killed by officers just shooting in there. You have to also look at Eric Garner and my brother George Floyd. The no chokehold law. We have to have that. That's very important because we're losing people for nothing. And also, we need to end qualified immunity. That is one of the #1 things, because we have to make sure these laws understand that they have to be held accountable and they have to think about the decisions that they make out there. You also got to think about these dash cams need to be on at all times, and body cams. It's so much up under this law that we have to look at, and we will have to push this issue over and over again. And I know Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, they're out there, Pelosi, they're out there, they're Energizer bunnies. And hey, Mr. Crump is here. We all here, and we're saving the day. Thank y'all.
I too believe it is they're properly cement the legacy of George Floyd. We need to have the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act passed, so hopefully we can prevent some of these hashtags of unnecessary, unjustifiable killings of unarmed Black people in America.
Well, thank you for your message of hope and dedication. And again, congratulations and sympathy as you continue to build on your brother's legacy. Thanks very much, Philonise Floyd, Benjamin Crump.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.